Okay. Well, I don't like this system, so I'm just, it's too many devices in one little box. Too much electricity and current. It had those things right up against a monster DC switch, and then you have AC. Maybe you have some induction there anyway. That's just going to power the unit. There'll be another box, smaller one for the out. But there's an SPD, AC SPD, the white one. I don't know if I'm happy with this. You can see the screw move. I pulled them out and swapped them to see if it was maybe the rail. Because there's like a connection rail. Looks like some kind of, who knows, tin coated something. Anyway, so here we will have the input, grid. I'll crimp on some ring connectors. I'm going to use number 6 wire, THHN. That'll have to go down into the bottom of this switch right here, the one with the blue handle. No. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then from the source over there, there's a wall outlet. The source will go up here. As long as it's close to the SPD, which it is. I don't know. I could, I guess, put it in the SPD, but no, you'd want it directly in the breaker. But the SPD in the loop. And luckily enough, I have black and red. It's thick as all get out, but anyway, I gotta tighten this because this is antenna wire. And I think you can change the wavelength if you spin it in a circle. If someone were just want to play with the antenna, because when I went to tighten it started to make a coil. And you don't want antenna wire in a coil. Good, they glued that there. Okay, so grid, live and neutral, and I have a nice Bosch tester that tells me which line is Wi-Fi CAN. A what? BMS meter? Oh, that's because there's an extra row? No? What is that all about? Parallel DMRS? It's just what? Listing all the holes in order, but only listing one of those? Or that one's called the CT? That input? No, that's the battery. Okay, where's the battery? The battery's right there. So it should... Yeah, see, that is for the outer holes. CT or something. Anyway, I've also got to plug into the right one of those because I have the it has a magnetic block that snaps over the source to power the inverter. Make sure that the electricity is good. If not, I'll buy a 10,000 kilowatt servo. They sell those for about 8,000 pesos here. And it cleans up the electricity and gives you a few seconds before the power drops. Anyway, so I'll be connecting grid today, live and neutral. I'll be connecting ground. I can't believe that's the ground for the whole box, but Anyway, and then I will be crimping and connecting those two, battery positive, battery negative, down into this, and then that down to the Pony Energy 51.2 volt battery. And I have to make sure the wires are down to the millimeter in length. When you do something like this, your battery wires have to be exact if you want to get precise charging and use out of your battery. Because if you know about resistance and length of wire, but with these batteries, it really matters. But just like the grid wire and the neutral, the live and the neutral, those will be exact too. Going to the bottom of that. But the ones coming up here, they can be a little bit off because that's quite a distance. But anyway, why does that say battery? Oh yeah, oh, that's right there. I was looking at it from an angle. But anyway, kind of interesting here. At least maybe the... How would I get to the other side of that switch? I could take the switch off. Because I don't want to use MC4s to the PV control box with the SPDs and all that. That's just a single point of failure with a pin connector. I can run the THHN wire directly in there like it is. I mean, would anyone like to debate doing that? They want you to use MC4 connectors because this is an IP67. Sorry, those are my meters. So this is a sealed unit. I'm inside the house. So if I use one of those, I have extra, these little blocks, screw-ins, that have the rubber on the end. So wouldn't I have a better connection going directly in to the switch with the wire? Not tin copper plated pins, but actual direct copper to copper going over to the other control box I'm getting. That will be the solar one with the solar SPD. What do you think? I'm just trying to eliminate points of failure. I see a lot of videos and I hear a lot of people saying, well, they're always seeing something always seems to break, or I don't want any bad connections. I don't want anything causing resistance. Anywhere I can avoid it. If I can avoid doing that right there, going pure THHN right into it, I have ferrules for that size wire, and eliminate that and put a plug over that just so dust doesn't get over it. I have those caps in white, those screw-ins. I have those in white with the rubber, so it'll seal around the wire. Anyway, all right. I'll be laying out some wire and crimping here in a few minutes. This thing's really interesting. You know what it feels like? It feels like the rubber that goes around your car door. That's how much this Palmister, aka Growatt, inverter went as far to make this thing IP66 rated. But it's wire making time. Check back in a little bit here. at least try to power up this on and off grid hybrid inverter. 6 kilowatt dual tracker. I have a 1.5 horsepower air conditioner, a couple light bulbs, a refrigerator, and a TV. I shouldn't have a problem. The washing machine isn't a critical component. So, anyway, alright, ciao.